Good. I mean, they can hear you on our side, so.
Test one, two, three. Hey, look at that. There's audio now, and oh look, web captioner is all broken too. Well, it's a start of a stream. My OBS didn't work. Let's just go over here and see if it all works here. That's good enough. We'll call this a stream. Welcome on in to Unrestricted Warfare, and if you're tuning us on the Demise channel, welcome on in over there as well. I am Lich Master 98, as you may know me from the Unrestricted Warfare channel, or as I'm playing a character in Beacon Space Rediscovery, Gaz. Welcome on in to our Ironsworn Starforged RPG set in the Beacon Space setting, where we explore the far fringes of the frontier that not even most of the sector is aware about. You get to join us on the IFS Legacy today, as we've just come into orbit in a bleed tear, as I've taken to calling it, and this gravitational wave has overtaken our ship and caused some unusual side effects. We'll see how many turns this session takes. But enough about an introduction. How about you hear from my co-hosts? Sevens, you want to introduce yourself?
It's me. Everyone's rootinest, tootinest. No, sorry. If there's ever a time that I'm gonna not do it, a terrible cowboy impression, it's gonna be the intro. Yeah. For those of you who watched my impromptu 10-minute warm-up, everything is going great, and the IFS Legacy has a long life with no consequences. If you're on my side, twitch.tv/demise, you've already seen all of that, but I cannot encourage you guys enough to go over to twitch.tv/unrestrictedlorefare, not only to see a better representation of what the scene layout looks like. I'm doing my best to crimp Xavier's style, but also faction turns, lore streams. Like, there is so much in Unrestricted Lorefare that it is impossible to steal it all from them and make it our own in only 3 hours. So if you're interested in the setting, if you love what you're doing, if you love what we're doing, please go check it out over there as well. And also, if you love our character art and the overall vibe there, let's go and throw it over to our third and final co-host. I don't know why saying third and final gave me anxiety, but I was like, oh no, this is the end.
Hopefully not the end, just the end of the introductions bit. Hello, I am Ilaria, aka Enderfriend. I'm a Twitch mod for both Demise and Unrestricted Lorefare, also a faction rep on the Unrestricted Lorefare server for the Agmala Syndicate, one of the factions. And I'm looking forward to doing some Starforge today, seeing what kind of mischief and mayhem we get up to.
We will have to see, won't we? With that, though, welcome on in, everyone, and hopefully you can get comfy, and I will quit messing with my OBS instance that seems to have messed everything up, but it's fine. You get to join us on the start of today's episode. So I think we cut back in with perhaps a relatively dramatic scene cut as the camera does a harsh pan away from the intro credits, however whimsical they might be. I don't think that sounds about right for the theme so far. And we cut back in on a crew member of ours, the deckhand Evelyn, who is supervising a crate that appears to be shaking on the shelf. They look increasingly concerned.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of like early detection system we have in the Legacy, right? But I imagine bleed is both normal enough that like when you say someone uses it, they don't like look at you like there's some sort of madness going on with it. Likewise, it's not something that is like super well understood. So maybe we have some like early detection system inside the ship.
trying to detect the increasing presence of the this like wave of bleed that we are passing through. Is that what you're aiming for?
Something like that. Does that make sense?
We may have a sensor, but I don't think it's anything as advanced as an early warning system.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the thing then, right? It's like maybe there's like as Evelyn is looking over this box, there's like some blip on someone's console on the bridge, and they look at it and they're not too worried. But then Evelyn, comes up to the bridge and sort of alerts us that there's something going on there, right?
Yes.
Just the red blinky light, and I was like, that's probably fine.
Probably indeed. Sevens, do you want to go reassure Evelyn that all readings are within nominal trajectories? We shouldn't need to be too worried about anything, even if it is a abnormally strong presence of the bleed through here.
All right. Jeez, you tell a friend that you're gonna help them smuggle illegal goods once, and suddenly, they start panicking about every which way something goes wrong. I'm going down there. Yeah, and the sound of his boots as he gets up. And I think maybe Sevens looks over to Gecko and sort of goes, "You mind coming down with me to reassure her? I don't know the whole technical mumbo jumbo thing."
Sure. Bleed stuff's not really technical, but I can try.
Yeah, but stuff about sensors, right? And as we're going down, I think maybe like the doors close behind us.
You do. I think that as the doors close, Gaz continues to look paused, as if he was going to say something about smuggled goods, but has decided to just ignore the comment and move on.
I guess we head down to the cargo bay to see Evelyn and her less mysterious than previously, but still mysterious box.
Yeah, and I think depending on how we sort of want to play this, right? Like, because it's gone from Evelyn having basically, the score of a lifetime or what have you in that sort of nomenclature, to now obviously the ship's captain is aware of it, which has some consequences, and also we're coming down to talk about it. So Evelyn is either not happy about what was going to be her score is taken from her, or something of that energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then now, as the final piece de resistance, the idea that whatever this box of highly illegal, or not highly illegal, but like very dangerous, and we definitely don't have the permit to be handling it, materials. I imagine, like Sevens is marching down the hallway, the door's open, and he's like, "Soon I hope to, by El Destino, you know what the heck you're," and he like stops and he takes in the scene, right?
So I think in the time it is taking you to get down to the cargo bay, Evelyn has moved the box off the shelf and has put it down on like whatever the sci-fi future version of a pallet jack looks like. So maybe it's a hover pallet jack, and has taken out the like heavy duty cargo straps and has begun to try to ratchet down these cargo straps over the box so that it can't continue to vibrate.
It's gonna make it mad.
Yeah, you got something alive in there?
This box has been vibrating non-stop since we entered this region. That's totally not her voice. I don't know what I did there. Oof.
Nope, it's perfect. This is what Evelyn sounds like now. This is the thing, is that we're all the game masters, so it's fine. We're now listening to it through Gecko's sensors as opposed to through.
I've got all these fun filters. I can make anyone sound like anything.
True.
Yeah. Sevens looks at Gecko and sort of goes, I thought y'all were saying that there wasn't nothing dangerous about the zone we're in right now.
I mean, it's empty. Like, if you look outside, there's no things to crash into. That's pretty safe. Usually there's loads of things like little rocks and dust and and Gecko just continues.
Yeah, I think Sevens does the somewhat responsible thing as a member of this crew and calms Gaz, right, and just sort of goes, Gaz, how much longer are we gonna be in this particular zone for?
It's not quite sure. Let's see. We're hoping it's not too long. I think that seems like a fairly likely outcome. Let's see what happens. Oh. Nope, sorry. Engineering's telling me they need another few hours to recharge the ship's FTL drives. Everything okay down there?
Yeah, you say that, and you hear the like boop boop when you initially say it shouldn't be too long. You hear the sound of like Sevens disconnecting the comms, and then like almost by magic, when you say, "Oh no, it's gonna take an hour," he redoes the comms, and he's like, "What? I wouldn't recommend being too worried, Gaz, but we've got a box full of something, and it's jumping around like a bunch of... Well, get down here and see for yourself when you get the chance." I think I think Sevens disconnects the comms and looks around for like a tarp or something, like because Evelyn was like ratcheting it down with straps. I think he like grabs like a blue tarp and just like throws it over the box. He's like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
I think like 5 seconds pass and enough time for you to grab the tarp, and you get a comm message back, except this time it has the icon to indicate that the video stream is requested from your headset.
Oh yeah, we did establish that last session, huh? Yeah, he accepts for sure.
Sevens, you've got to quit forgetting we have this functionality. It makes life so much easier.
All right, listen. Where I'm from, we're used to doing everything face to face. Look at this though. I don't know what kind of crystals those are. And he like sort of, the camera from Gaz's perspective on the bridge sort of turns to look at Evelyn for a second, and then it turns back to the box and he's like, This is making me more nervous than if I was hanging out with a bunch of Ikarosi. This cannot continue to be. I don't know what this is, but I'm about 5 seconds away from saying we just jettison this into space, Captain.
I've been told that crate is fairly valuable, and given it's apparently absent from the official records, may be useful in our upcoming requirements to secure fuel for the Eternatus station.
I mean, listen, Gaz, if you know something I don't, go ahead and tell me, but otherwise, I think this box... Listen, I'm not going to say I think it's going to light the entire ship on fire and we're going to lose controls of the doors.
Why would you say that?
Or we're going to try and vent oxygen out to stop a fire from happening, but... I've been having some weird dreams. No, I'm just saying this presents a big risk to your person. Which, to be fair, that's space travel. But you know how it goes.
I mean, looking at this box right now, how much is it vibrating? Like, is it like trying to jump off the like pallet, or is it like just like shimmying?
Closer to shimmying seems like
an
apt description. I think perhaps it makes sense, Gecko, that you're the one to notice this as you maybe train your sensors a little bit more on the box. I think your sensors start to pick up a hum is probably not quite the right word, but like an oscillating sine wave through
Ooh. They're resonating.
Indeed they are.
Yeah, I think Gecko will kind of turn to Sevens and be like, I mean, I think any fire badness might be a little excessive at this point. It is a box. It can't move much. It's a tied down box.
Gecko, I don't want to call your expert sensor knowledge into question here, but I do want to say that most boxes, and like Sevens points around the cargo hold, right, is like, do not do that, actually.
Oh, baby, it's just a special box. We already know it's very expensive.
Yeah, and I think...
Yeah.
I think in this situation, Seymour is going to try the move of gather information here. Like checking out the box, seeing like, is there any sort of like, you know, because it is bleed crystals, right? Like this is pretty valuable stuff. Maybe the box is fitted out with its own emergency sensors, or like maybe it has like yeah, right. Like maybe this shimmying has less to do with everything inside about to kill us than like maybe the crystals need to be lightly jostled to prevent them from being unhappy, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and gather information. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push Gecko towards it to do the gather information, and I'm going to aid them by trying to secure an advantage.
You're gonna turn to Gecko and say, "Do this."
Yeah. And this is me doing it because I'm commanding her. So I'm gonna do it with heart. No min-maxing happening here.
I'm very commandable.
Which will... That is a weak hit, so I can give you... I can either give you +2 momentum or give you +1 on your next move. I'm gonna give you +1 on your next move, Gecko.
That's probably correct, because I have 7 momentum.
Yeah, so Sevens gets up from leaning down at the box and like, I can't make heads or tails of it. Look for something important on it, huh?
Okay, I'll have another look. I looked earlier, but it wasn't doing this earlier. Maybe there's like a little door or something, a little writing.
Oh my gosh, a perfectly Gecko-sized entryway.
A tiny door. There's the other information. Let's go!
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
That'd be a strong hit.
On a strong hit, I discover something helpful and specific. The path you must follow or action you must take is clear. Envision what you learn and then take 2 momentum.
Oh, wow. Can you be a +9 momentum there all of a sudden?
I can spend them on something cool.
Indeed you can. So I think you discover that just by securing the crate perhaps onto a shelf rather than the pallet jack, it doesn't seem like the vibration is much to be concerned about, but you can just communicate how to steer clear of the increasing bleed surge as we like meander our way through empty space.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially given the noticing of the resonance earlier.
Yeah.
Kind of turn back steps to be like, look, it's attached to a thing that can move. Consider, what if we attach it to something that can't move?
I think he grumbles, right? He's like, you're so obsessed with it moving. Listen, and like while he's like complaining, like he's gesturing at Evelyn, and like we're unsecuring it from the pallet, and we're picking it up, and he like makes an even bigger face at you. But yeah, he follows your instructions, and it's secured to a shelf. I think he looks at it, looks at you, remembers that the like camera in his like headset is on, maybe like taps the lens a couple of times. There's the little oily smudge from his finger, and he's like, all right, this I mean I'm actually on Evelyn's side here, but this good enough for the two of you?
Seems like it. We'll just keep an eye on the sensor and steer clear of any heavy bleed intensity.
All right, Evelyn, you got any complaints? No, I don't care, actually. I just decided we're going back to the bridge. We'll catch you at the next way stop. And
Wow.
Seven starts walking back to the bridge.
I think Gecko will kind of look between Seven's walking off, and Evan will be like, good job! And like scamming back after as he's kind of going out of sight.
I think Evelyn looks nervous, but is willing to accept this outcome.
Well, we can come back if more things happen.
True.
See, this is the reason, good viewers, why it's very important that we have Gaz and Gecko as also with the hand on the steering wheel. Because if it was my choice, the entire back half of the ship would blow up, and we'd go careening into a nearby planet. But fortunately, they're
no
here to stop me.
planet.
Well,
There is no nearby planet.
Although speaking of, so if we pull up the other character sheets with regards to where we're going in space and whatnot, we were making progress on the expedition to fuel refinery Beowulf, which is
Which direction
the
is
next,
that?
yeah, the next place we're hoping to go to. Well, we did decide that it was a troublesome journey, or no, a dangerous journey. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make it maybe 5 hexes away. Does that sound good to you guys?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Yeah, and we'd be somewhere on transit. I think we've already. This was the success. We had 2 marks of success on it last time. So we're 2/5 of the way there, and we could try to sort of fudge it at the end and say maybe some gravitational well or something along the way helped us accelerate if we want to try and complete the journey faster. But yeah.
No, I think we can just continue to work on our expedition.
In which case, Captain, you mind leading the charge?
Yeah, I guess I need to roll an undertake an expedition roll.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, does the ship have some bonus on this that we keep forgetting to use, and we should be?
I feel like the answer is yes, because I want the answer to be yes.
I have one, but like from the upgrade I added, but it only applies to the first one. So we used it last time, but it doesn't apply here.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, let's roll undertake an expedition, and I think we are continuing to stay vigilant, perhaps, and we'll roll plus wits. That is a weak hit with a 5 on the action score and a 4 and 9 on the challenge dice. So, on a weak hit, you reach a waypoint, but this progress costs you. Choose one. Suffer cost en route. Make a suffer move -2, or 2 suffer moves -1, or face a peril at the waypoint. Envision what you encounter. I'll make a suffer move to just sacrifice resources and take a -2 supply.
Sounds good. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? We're traveling through space. We're gonna eat up some supply.
Indeed it does. Yeah. Cool. What did we find?
There's once that might have to do with like us using up supplies in a different way too. Do we wanna just do a space encounter, some sort of space sighting?
Yeah, it should be a space sighting. That works.
Sounds good. We're on the outer fringes. Well, all right. It is a planet if we're going with that.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what type of planet it is. It is, so we've discovered a planet of the Jovian type. It is a massive planet with a vast layer of dense gases surrounding a small rocky core.
I really like the idea that Sevens is just insistent, like, let's just go down there and just like scoop up some of the gases. I read about this in one of them, documentaries. They could just use those for in place of fuel and scoop it up.
Perhaps we'd have to get a scan of the atmosphere and ensure that we aren't disturbing any native biosphere, as that would be, problematic, as you might imagine. Would somebody like to train the sensors onto the planet and take a better scan?
I could do that. Yes, I could do that.
That seems.
What move would that? I guess that would be gather information, right? Like,
I would think so. I think you are gathering information.
Hmm?
Ooh.
I got a strong hit.
Nice.
Well, then, I think we get to learn everything there is about this planet. Let's roll through all of these tables. And what does descriptor plus focus mean?
I am not sure.
Oh, I can look it up.
I suppose some people need to look that one up.
Yeah. Although I do like the idea that we're looking at this, right? And there's some sort of like typhoon effect going on. And I'm just like, yeah, just park the ship down there, open up the fuel hatch, and I'm sure we could just suck some up, right?
Unfortunately, no, this atmosphere seems to just be reasonable enough to sustain our lives. We wouldn't die if we tried to breathe it, but I don't think it's going to fuel the ship very well. Probably break the engine.
Descriptor and focus are oracle tables.
Oh, okay, sure.
Great, it's haunted territory.
It's got ghosts!
Okay. Yep, that's a thing.
Oh, I feel the spirit of my Scottish grandfather calling me. And I think we gotta stay here for like a couple of episodes. And I'm probably gonna make out with him. I'm just giving you the heads up right now. This is a bad next gen reference.
Oh,
Do not worry about it.
Well,
there's an episode where, yeah.
quite interesting. Perhaps we should, Does this planet have a name in any known databases?
I could look.
Yeah, we're on the outer fringes, so what do you think the chances of that would be, Gecko? I think unlikely, right?
Probably. I mean, we also are like 1 day's travel from a station.
True, fair.
So maybe it's like 50-50 then.
Okay.
It has no name. It has been lost to the sands of time.
I think then Gaz looks up from a navigational chart. This planet doesn't have an entry. Nothing seems to match in our database from the last time we got an update. That means we're welcome to add a name, and if we're the only ones to claim it when we get back to tell us, de facto our name shall become the one used. You know, explorers,
cool.
You know, rights and all that.
We should call it the Seymour.
Are we gonna call every planet we find the Seymour? That might get confusing.
Some of them can be the Valentines.
What if you saved that naming the best planet that we find instead of just the first one?
Listen, I'm getting a lot of negative pushback, but I'm not hearing you suggest any names, Gecko.
I'm just being. I wouldn't want you to give it your name and then discover there was something like really horrible about it.
You know, like it's haunted by ghosts? No way, no way.
That would be highly unlikely, I would suspect.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we can call it that if you want. Like, I just wanted to make sure you were informed.
I mean, alright. If we're not calling it the Seymour, and he shoots an angry glance at Gecko, I think he probably goes back to, like one of the consoles, and is like looking at the information that we're both examining. And I think maybe like he frowns for a sec, and he's like, I mean, doesn't seem like there's any sort of intelligent life or anything on there. We could just give it some sort of alphanumeric designation, right? Like J1 or something?
We could do that, yeah.
Perhaps a few more letters and numbers would be useful. I think you see Gaz type a search for J1, and you see like thousands of planets show up in the like search results. Some that have the name J1, some that are J1Z7XY. It's like that search term isn't quite unique, unfortunately.
And yeah, I think he like blows up, pushing a bang back or something, and he's like, "All right, Gaz, Gecko, Sevens, GGS, GGS J1. Is that anything? We can pretend we're like doing you know."
No, that name's free.
Okay, I mean. Unless you want to name it after the Legacy captain, which ain't bad either. The IFS J1 doesn't flow off the tongue necessarily, but it's just as good as the GGS J1, so you know.
The latter tends to be easier to say. Perhaps we should go with that.
Perfect. And I think he pulls out like maybe in some compad or something, and he just like draws a line across like try the Seymour, and then underneath it it's like try the Valentine. And he looks forlornly at it as he puts the compad away.
Look, Gecko just wants to make sure that you don't pick a bad planet. You gotta pick a really good planet.
But all the really good planets already have names.
Yeah.
It's the old,
Listen,
old explorer's tip. You only name the
exactly.
planets that are good, so it looks like you only ever find good ones.
The worst planet here is just the worst thing about this planet is that it's haunted. No
Do we know
big
that it's
deal.
haunted? How do we detect that?
We probably don't know, right?
Well, so the gather information theoretically got that information. Is there like, does it mean literally haunted, or is it just like ruined, like wreckages around it or something?
Good question.
Oh, yeah. Man.
We could ask the Oracle, I guess. If it's a yes, it's actual ghosts. If it's a no, it's just the idea of what once was.
Yeah, let's do a 50-50 on that because I am so game for literal ghosts. You do not understand.
It's ghosts.
Okay.
So how did the sensors detect ghosts?
Oh my god. It's the bleed crystals. There's something. This is bleed. This is bleed all over it. Ghosts are bleed related. Come on.
I mean, maybe it's that not necessarily that the ghosts are really bleed related so much as the fact that we're now looking at sensors other than the usual ones as a result of the bleed thing, and there's just like strange energy signatures that don't match anything else.
The effects of the bleed on the planet appear like ghosts. That's plausible, yeah.
I mean, maybe there actually are ghosts, but I'm not going down there to check. There's no land.
In fact, there is a small rocky core.
There's a tiny bit of land under all the squishing gas.
There's also something to be.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's also something to be said that Starforge does imply a humanocentric sci-fi, whereas we have very definitively said like, you know, the world, the known universe is diverse. So there is nothing to say that these are, you know, like human or known species ghosts. Like they could just be just the wildest things we've ever picked up on sensors.
They're dead clouds.
You did think for a second you said dead clowns, and then my brain spiraled into a clown species.
Oh no.
Clouds, like the thing made of...
While you all are peering over the information, I think Gaz will just go, interested in going down to the planet. It's been a few expeditions since we've happened to go planet side on a uninhabited world.
Wait, is it actually fine? I assumed it was Squid... Gecko Mime's like thinks something getting crushed. Is it actually fine?
The sensors indicate the atmosphere is breathable, though perhaps a bit dense down towards the surface, but nothing a rebreather or even one. I don't even suppose you need that. We should be fine even without an oxygen mask, perhaps for a few hours at least.
Yeah, let's go then.
Seven's interest?
I think this is like a moment where you say that, and if you look over, he like slips something. He slips something in his pocket. He like looks over at you furtively. He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, sure." And if there's like somebody like really paying attention, it is some sort of like bracelet that is indicative of like a road, like maybe 3 color bands. And he slips it off his wrist really quickly and he puts it in his pocket and he's like, "Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, this place looks totally safe and like it's not gonna be dangerous for us at all. I'm down. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I be? Me? Religious? Superstitious? No."
Okay.
We'll prep the shuttlecraft then, as Gaz will head on down to take over the pilot's seat in the shuttlecraft, which I think is the first time we've maybe seen this shuttlecraft.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to imagine it's docked, like the the cargo space and the hangar is just sort of the same area, though there's a portion of the cargo bay that we've seen so far that's been walled off and sealed by a hangar bay door so that it's pressurized, and we follow Gaz down into this still pressurized area, but the part of the hangar that can drop away and depressurize to let a vessel out, and we see a much smaller ship than the IFS Legacy. We get to see in fact a Luna class shuttle hanging out inside this cargo bay. Gaz steps into a extended platform that has come down out of like the center bit of this this ship, and steps on it as the platform raises up, and he goes through the airlock inside to get ready. He disappears, and the platform lowers back down for other people to board the vessel as well if they wish.
Yeah, Gecko will kind of scamper over to the lift and climb on.
Sure. Is it just the three of us, or are any of our crew members joining?
Maybe we want to have at least one come with us to stay with the ship. Like the shuttle if we decide to go off of it.
Yeah. We've got some purple shirts, right?
Yeah, we do have some purple shirts.
Let's do we want to roll up just a name?
I don't think we need to name this person until it becomes relevant.
Fair enough. There is a lad in a purple shirt with us, and it's fine.
Fair enough. Cool. So I think they're, as we get into the shuttle, the cockpit has 3 seats, and Gaz has taken the pilot's seat. It looks like there's a sort of navigation seat to their right, and immediately behind them is a sort of like comms officer setup. It looks like if anybody else wants to take a seat, they're going to have to sit in the back of the shuttle, which is maybe a little bit nicer than the cockpit, which includes 4 padded leather chairs, and in a set of doors behind those padded chairs, a restroom, a shower, and a small office that can convert into a single double bed should one person need it. It's quite obvious the shuttlecraft is not meant for a long-term expeditions.
The shuttle's so cozy.
Indeed it is.
I think Sevens runs straight for the bathroom and starts taking a shower. Like immediately, unfortunately. I think this is one of the 2 supply that we're losing is like obviously probably the water is recycled and everything, but like to represent like the loss of like power resources and stuff. I think he's just like whistling in there, and trying to be loud and obnoxious almost on purpose, right?
The purple shirt is doing their best to avoid you, and has perhaps taken the place that he assumed you were going to do in the cockpit, as the navigator, unless Gecko wishes to claim that seat.
Gecko will sit in whichever chair is not occupied. They're not picky.
Then I guess you're the comms officer on this trip.
Let's go.
Sevens calls out from the shower. Guys, you gotta try this. It's so comfortable in here.
There's a shower on the regular ship. Did he not know that?
Yeah, but this one's a shuttle shower.
Okay.
I think Gaz just like sighs and presses the detach button, causing the ship to lurch downwards probably about 50 feet to get clear of the IFS Legacy. Did Sevens manage to secure himself in time, or...
You absolutely hear a loud thump as it detaches.
We hear a large thump, and then, like, seconds later, the effects of zero gravity kick in, because we're now outside of the IFS Legacy's sphere of influence.
The shower promptly turns off.
You note that somehow in the shower, though, the water continues to fall down. You're not quite sure how.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm floating, and that's just spelling unmentionable bits hitting metal protrusions. So, he comes out probably in a proper uniform at this point, because a towel would also be affected by 0G. And he's grumbling to himself at this point, and he secures himself in one of the back seats.
Great. So you're not able to see the the cockpit, except for through a TV screen, I think, that's like shows a camera feed as we sail in down towards the planet. And yeah, what are we looking for on world? Do we have a plan? Or are we just looking around, see what we find?
I mean, Gecko at least is just like, is there anything cool down here? With cool being a very nebulous concept of whatever happens to be here that catches their eye.
I think, yeah, I think Sevens is most worried about the idea of there being life here, and that probably manifests as he gets out of the shower, and like he maybe goes to like one of the crew lockers or whatever, because they put all their stuff away. He pulls out a cool sci-fi revolver. Like he's looking at it, but his chief concern is there dangerous fauna here?
Does your revolver take 6 shots or 7 shots? Or does it load 6 shots, but because it's a sci-fi revolver, already have an additional bullet in the chamber, so you get 7?
The old revolver chamber. You know what? Yes, it does hold 7 bullets. That's a part of it being a sci-fi revolver. Of course.
Great. Interesting. Well, I think the perhaps the most interesting thing we notice is on the flight down, the ship tosses and turns as we enter the planet's atmosphere and its gravitational well, saving Sevens from the embarrassment of further 0G experience. As the shuttle transforms into an aircraft and gets to surf some very powerful thermals that are even enough to lift it up several thousand feet at a time every time we hit one. Is there a just a generic move for feels like there should be something here for just not messing up?
Probably face danger with whatever the most applicable skill is. Because the danger being, if it goes badly, then it just the coming in bit didn't do well.
Yeah, this feels like plus edge with speed, mobility, or agility.
That makes sense.
A complete miss.
Good.
Oh!
Good.
How much momentum do you have?
Yeah.
I have +2 momentum.
Oh.
Good. Here's what we're gonna do. Even if I had secured you an advantage, that would have been +2. Oh no, that could have been +4. We're gonna flash back a little bit here, because I mean, or do you have an idea for this, Gaz? Or we could post facto say that I had aided my ally in some way.
I don't know that it would have helped, given
Still think it helps.
those numbers.
If he has 4 momentum,
just
replace the
replace
action
the
dice
number.
with 4. Yeah, nope, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we see a we're like riding the thermals for a bit, and Gaz, it seems like, is getting the hang of it as we hit maybe the largest thermal we'd hit the entire time. It sends us up towards the edge of the atmosphere, where the boundary between this planet may consider space and the small atmosphere that it's maintaining. And then I think the navigation display just goes blank as power systems start to fail across the shuttle. And Gaz goes a little bit more serious than they may have looked beforehand. Perhaps everyone should strap in. And we're going to cut to our first break here on the cliffhanger. So hopefully you've been enjoying our episode 3 here with more troubling turns, including thermal geysers and thermal heat sources. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Make sure to grab some water like I have here next to me, and maybe a snack would be useful, and we will see you in just a few minutes.
Be back soon.
This week on Kangaroo Court, did slippery celebrity defendant baby TV anchor Elle Calvert conspire to poison the prosecution? Watch now on Kangaroo Court, where good justice is never blind. Fair and balanced, only on BBTV5. Brought to you by the New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you.
Silent Night Cargo Concerns. We invite travelers to the sector of the brilliant world of Tellus. Be it for business or pleasure, Silent Night provides swift and secure transit for visitors of the Center system. Cutting through the red tape, our dedicated teams will make sure your passes and permits are squared away so that you don't have to mess with the hassle of bureaucracy in your travel plans. Our services go beyond simply for your person. As our name implies, we handle a wide range of cargo concerns, be it a porter service that can get your holiday bags straight to your hotel room, to providing storage facilities, or even negotiating bulk goods through local customs. We've got you covered. Through our affiliates in Falufo Kaliki, we offer half-hourly shuttle services from the bountiful TTGI station to the planet's many floating cities. Safe and reliable service is vital to the health of our clients, and that is why the security travelers and their cargo is our top priority in the void space of the Center system. Call now to ask about our Guardian Protection Package.
Become healthier. Become stronger. Become smarter. Become better. At New Eden Gene Bank, we offer plans and opportunities for people like you who want to break their limits and rise to new heights. Visit your local branch today for a consultation. New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you. Proud sponsors of BBTV.
Across the sector, there are so many worlds, each with their own story. But during the hustle and bustle of daily life, there's rarely enough time to get things done as it is, let alone dream of far-off vistas. That's why we've done the hard work for you. As part of the Aguamala Syndicate's project and Ziti, a plethora of new travel destinations have been identified for even the most novice traveler. Visit one of Fortuna's 5 cities for a day of shopping in the bazaar, or travel Gom's icy peaks to see its breathtaking views. A fan of forests? El Arpon offers hiking trails through unique biomes that will fascinate even the most experienced travelers. Quetzalcoatl's ruins are sure to be a hit with those looking for a fantastic photography experience, and for those more inclined for a trip to the high life, Calypso's resorts provide an ideal luxury getaway. Whatever your interests, we're sure that we can help you plan your perfect vacation. Brought to you by the Aguamalin Board of Tourism.
Are you looking for that perfect island getaway? The destination vacation of your dreams? Then Telos is the place for you. Visit the floating cities of Telos, modern marvels of nature and engineering from the great minds of Kartakuk and Helicitis, built on the backs of gentle jellyfish giants. Experience the wonders of life like never before as the tropical paradise comes alive to serve you. A city of living green traveling over blue horizons where you don't become one with nature, but nature becomes one with you. From riding on the backs of whales and dragonflies to lounging on gentle lily pads and inside of fragrant flowers, or a million other things in between, there is always something for you on Telos. Telos, a world made for you.
Hello, and welcome back to Beacon Space Rediscovery as we take place in continuing our session 3 as we return with the Luna shuttle of the IFS Legacy. So does that make it the ISF Legacy Luna? I like it. Then we get the IFSLL for the shuttle. There we go.
Perfect. Yes. Adjust your shipping charts, everyone. Please. Thank you. That's what those are, right?
No, that's something else.
Oh, huh.
We need more characters before those come out. But regardless, I think as the navigation ball falls dark on our purple crew member, our purple shirt crew member's panel, and the controls for Gaz shift from automatic to manual fly-by-wire, we take a nosedive as our ship starts careening towards the planet's surface. I got us into this mess, so maybe somebody else should try to do something to save us before I take another move. That doesn't sound quite productive.
I think after hearing the order to strap in, Gecko has not done that, and they're instead climbing up the ceiling, which is as natural to them as climbing any other part of the ship, especially in 0G. And they're like, where's the broken thing? Where is it? Looking for any indicator of what's gone wrong.
Sure. Is this secure an advantage or gather information?
That is a good question. I think at this point it's gather information, because we don't know actually what's happened.
Sure. Well, I think you get to make that roll then.
What was it telling me I could?
You could burn momentum for a strong hit.
This does feel like not a bad time to do that.
If there was ever a time.
Perhaps. Otherwise, what would you go up to on a weak hit? Would you be at 10 momentum?
He would, it's true.
I would, yes.
So you could alternatively have 10 momentum.
I could have 10 momentum, and then for when we're going to crash into the ground, I could roll to dodge.
Is that a move? Is there a dodge move?
Well,
God.
I guess technically facing danger about crashing into the ground is basically dodge.
Suppose so. Or withstand damage is maybe the more accurate move.
Look, it's fine. Ideally, though, we don't crash into the ground, so... Because a weak hit on gather information does complicate what I have to do, and that seems kind of bad.
That's true.
So I think I'll spend it. Let me hit the button.
Exciting.
Boop. So I've burned my momentum to make it a strong hit, and so the path I must follow or action I must make to progress is clear, which I then get +2 momentum, so go back up to 4. But we learn what has broken with the ship. Did you have something in particular in mind, or?
Not past something related to the power subsystem.
Okay. Where do we think the power is in this ship? Is it at the front? Is it at the back? Is it at the bottom? Is it at the sides?
I don't know. I sent you. I don't have it in Roll20 yet, but I did send a picture. There are a few other renders I have of this ship. Let me. Please hold as I check my thing. It looks like I put it more towards the back of this ship.
Okay.
Looks like it's sort of positioned above where the office space is in the rear of the ship.
Okay. So I think what probably happens is Gecko is like grabbed onto the ceiling, like going through a panel with like their middle set of arms. It's like, there's like broken wires in here. I'm gonna have to fix these. When did we last check these, by the way? Maybe we should have done that.
Right, I think somebody was supposed to take care of that back on when we were at Tellus at the shipyard. Who was it that was doing that? Who's the mechanic we had? I don't know. Give me a second. I'll have to find his name in our records somewhere as we're diving down.
I'll write him a sternly worded note later, but right now, wires.
Great. There's probably some spare stuff in the closet. Gaz goes to motion, and the plane, the ship at this point lurches to the left, giving a very extreme bank angle, and both hands go back on the control column to take care of this situation. Never mind, flying the ship. Somebody else solve this problem. And Gaz is going to try to secure an advantage by keeping the ship in an okay proposition.
Okay.
So what is this with, you think? Is this with strength, endurance, and aggression, or speed, mobility, and agility? It makes no difference. Both of those are a +1.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We'll go with strength, endurance, and aggression.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that's a wee kit. Somebody can take a +1 on their next move.
Nice.
I'm thinking, from the way that it was described just now, right? Gaz is like, we might have one there. I think Sevens is in the back, right? Like he just like he starts opening supply lockers, looking for some sort of like, I'm thinking like a stim patch, but like for the ship, right? Like some sort of like extra kit or something. And we have free like, supply right now.
We've got to have like, I don't know, like a wires kit or something, right? Like, you know,
a toolbox.
Yeah, this toolbox has to have some wire in it. Maybe some wire strippers, a soldering iron, because you know you want to be doing that at a high rate of speed.
Of course. Fine, I've got very steady hands.
Ooh, look at
that! No
that
consequences. You have it, and you're ready to act. Take +1 momentum. I think it's just that, right? Is like I think, like under the high stress of the situation, Sevens is expecting to like have to hit open multiple of them, and that's just not the case. He bangs on the first locker, the door pops open, and it's just there, and it's like emergency wiring kit. And maybe there's like a sticky note that's like, "Hey, sorry, didn't manage to finish the wiring. Hope you see this before you take off." And like Sevens takes it and like throws it at Gecko.
It's the post-it note has a little squiggle that says sorry, like at the very end it has sorry Alfonso.
Alfonso!
Like I said, sternly worded note.
To our mechanic Alfonso. And this is on Telestation, so he needs to be written down. He could show
That's
up.
true.
Anyway, I have a new character to bring into the Cactus Oasis Bar and Casino. It's an aside, though. Great. Well, you have a supply kit now. What you, do we have to take an action to actually use it, or do we just have it and you think that we're out of all danger whatsoever and it's totally fine?
It would be nice if everything was all fine and the path's out of danger. We did get a strong hit. However, maybe it does make sense to roll to see if we can fix it, like, timely.
Well, there is a repair action when you make repairs to your vehicle modules, mechanical companions, or other devices. Envision the situation and roll.
Ooh.
If you make your own repairs or direct a companion to make repairs, you roll plus wits. If you obtain repairs from someone but it is not an ally, you roll plus supply.
I like this, yeah.
Yeah. I also have an ability that when I make a move to craft, repair, repurpose, or modify equipment or tech, I get +1, and I get +1 momentum on a hit. This is my job.
It does indeed sound like something that is your job.
Where's repair? Oh, there it is.
It is under the recover moves.
Oh, no!
Oh no.
Wow.
A complete miss.
No.
On a complete miss, the repairs are not made and the situation worsens. Pay the price.
Oh man, it was going so well.
Which pay the price move are you going with?
Let me look at pay the price. Hang on, where is it?
It's any of the suffer moves, I believe, right?
I think so.
Okay, make the most obvious negative outcome happen, ask the Oracle, or roll on a table.
I'm thinking here what happens is Gecko goes to reconnect these wires, and the wires just melt again, and so I'm thinking either endure harm or endure stress on me. Probably makes the most sense.
That could make sense, yeah. Well, I think you have the choice of either stress or harm, depending on if Gecko gets fried by the, 480 volt wires running through the ship, or just like messes up the thing that is supposed to be their job and, gets frustrated about it.
I think it's more stress in this situation because they know enough of what they're doing to not touch the live wires.
No 480 volts to the central motherboards.
It would not end well.
Probably not.
Okay, so we need to... would we say this is minor or serious?
Minor.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I just take the -1 stress because I don't need to roll unless I'm at 0, which I'm not.
Or you choose to resist the stress.
Oh!
At
I
0,
did miss
you are
that line,
forced to
thank
roll,
you.
but otherwise
Thank
you are
you.
allowed to roll.
Gotcha. Yeah, I will try. I will try then. Oh no, it's...
Plus spirit or plus heart, whichever
Oh, I
is
get
higher.
to take, okay. Yeah.
You take whichever's higher, actually, yeah. Whoa!
Hey, it means it's really good.
On a strong hit, you choose to either shake it off and you take +1 spirit, or you embrace the darkness and take 1 momentum.
I don't think Gecko's very big on darkness.
But the power wires. It would be thematically appropriate.
That's true. I embrace it being dark. That's a good point. You know, sure.
Gecko
I will
is the
take that.
conduit.
That said, it is a strong hit with a match, so do you just get both?
Potentially.
You're both not shaken, but you're also embracing the darkness?
It's like, yes. Which, perhaps
Because-
in this case, it means literally. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let me just move this wire.
In this case, it
It's
is,
not
yes.
melted.
Yes. That's a fun juxtaposition.
So yeah, I think there's the moment where there's a very bad, like, burning sound for a second, and then all the lights in the ship go out. But suddenly the steering does seem to be a bit easier.
Very well, that seems to have done something. Maybe not what you were intending, though, Gecko.
Yeah, there's definitely more than just the wires that's wrong. But maybe we can do this. Maybe this might work for now. But look, that guy, he did not do his job well, and he should not be proud of his work.
Well, I'll let you revise the letter before I send it. Do we just want to ask an oracle to see if we've made it out of this ordeal?
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
How likely do we think that is? 50-50? Unlikely?
Well, I don't think it's unlikely. 50-50 might be fine. What do you think, Ellis?
You know I always push for the worst case scenario. So 50-50, if that's as low as we're willing to go, that sounds good to me.
Sure, let's see what a 50-50 roll does here.
Hooray!
get out of it.
We are able to sail out of this last thermal, and maybe it imparts just enough energy to leave the planet's gravitational well for long enough that it's not a problem. I think as the ship stabilizes and the power starts to slowly restore itself across the ship, Gaz goes, perhaps we should add a note into the GGSJ1's planet log that its thermals are not to be trifled with. Only explore for the strong-willed.
I have to imagine the purple shirt is dutifully taking every single word down. Meanwhile, there is a wet bath towel that is like hit Sevens across the face. He's like hyperventilating in the back of the shuttle.
I think Gaz will like lean over and press a button, and the airlock door opens, and he'll like turn his head back now that he doesn't have to be looking at the controls, and is like, "Everything all right, Sevens?"
Yeah. I love space travel. It's my favorite.
Good to know. We've got a lot more of this from where it came. Perhaps we should return to the ship, though, and check off exploring this planet. Doesn't seem like there's anything else of interest down there.
Yeah, and I think Sevens is basically ready to rock and roll. He does the like security personnel thing of like now that they are safely landed, what could go wrong? He's checking all of his equipment. He's got the helmet activated and he's ready to rock. Yeah.
Sure. Are we landed on the planet? Is that the plan? Or are we heading back?
Oh,
I had put us in orbit safely, but we could change that.
Right. No, that's valid.
I still think it's thematically appropriate that Sevens is now fully suited up and ready to go onto the planet, even if that's not what we're doing. But felt like I should ask and clarify for the fictional position.
Also rolls out of the bathroom is an empty bottle of whiskey. No. I think he assumed that this was going to be a ground mission, right? Because like I think the thing with Sevens is that he is a man designed to do one thing well, and that is sort of murder hobo. And I don't think he's like, great, we're going on an assignment, because like he expected that he'd have to kill one of the people from the Sovereign Skies. That ended up working out surprisingly well. He was like, all right, let's murder some of the people on Eternitas Station. Gaz was like, no, don't do that. Like, so Sevens is like, finally, I get to commit a single murder. And right, like Gaz is like, okay, we're going back now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that works then, as like Gaz turns to see Sevens in a full suit and goes, unfortunately, we'll have to cut our landing a bit short given the extreme thermals of the situation, and all thanks to Alfonso for not making sure this Luna shuttle was in tip-top shape. We'll be returning back to the IFS Legacy now. Please enjoy your stay.
Are you? And then like the sound of the thrusters roaring in the background drowns out Sevens as he starts screaming invectives.
The airlock door just slowly slides shut because the power is still coming back on. So even though the switch was flipped to close the door, and it would normally close pretty quickly with a good bit of force, it just like slowly slides on its track anticlimactically as Sevens gets to yell. Anything else you want to add to that, Gecko?
I don't think so. I think that Gecko is firmly got their attention on rewiring this panel more carefully this time.
Fair enough.
Now, something we haven't been doing because we have not been min-maxing. And yes, hello, it is me. Yeah, I know. But I think this would have struck me as a really great vow for Gaz. Like it's not too big of a deal, so I could call it quite a small vow. But I think to me at least, it makes sense that you get some experience off of this, because this is sort of Gaz's whole thing, right?
Sure. How do you earn experience in the system? I actually have forgotten. It's been
by
too long.
doing vows.
And that's the thing that we haven't. So in Ironsworn proper, it's a little bit more fantasy, right? So like people make vows and swear oaths and do that whole thing all the time. Whereas for us and here, what makes a little bit more sense is like, yeah, vows are still pretty serious, right? Like we should name this planet. And maybe it's not even resolved here, right? Like maybe what the final move will be is logging its name back in Telos. But yeah, I think what we would do here is we would do the swear an iron vow, and this would have been earlier when we first came across it. We would give it a rank, which for this one it would just be troublesome, I think, because again, we do not expect much problem from the haunted ghost planet, except maybe we should have.
Maybe we
yeah, right. And then yeah, when you go ahead and just roll that, it'll tell us how it starts.
I can do that.
Which we're doing it a little bit Yeah, we're doing it a little bit post facto, but you would have gotten +1 momentum. We would have done basically everything that we already did, and I would definitely say we've reached a couple of milestones. And if it's troublesome, we mark 3 along the progress anyways. So to represent us sort of going back to the ship and everything like that. I would say you've got basically a guaranteed strong hit on the fulfill your vow marker. We are sort of fast tracking this just because we didn't necessarily do this appropriately. But basically, what would happen is that you would mark the progress for a troublesome goal. So it would be, explore. Oh God, I've already forgotten. GG. SJ1.
I have it in my character sheet if you want to open mine up.
Perfect. Yeah. And then, yeah, exactly. So I would say that the first, we could say the first mark was getting all of the information, right? Because we got complete information. The second mark could be us, on the planet or in orbit around the planet, doing everything that we needed to see there. And I honestly think us getting back is the third mark. So that's we've got 9 out of 10 for at least getting a weak hit. And to me, that sounds like rolling fulfill your vow time.
Well, nicely, the sheet puts a fulfill button right here. So let's press it.
Perfect.
And rolling dice for me has never been problematic in the slightest. So, hey, this one's totally fine with 9 progress and a 4 and a 3 on the challenge dice.
Perfect.
So, fulfilling vow on a strong hit, the vow is fulfilled. Mark a reward on your quest legacy track for the vow's rank. Troublesome is 1 tick. Any allies who share this vow also mark the reward.
Oh, perfect. And yeah, this is I would argue quite clearly discoveries, right? So well,
it should go on the quest's legacy, by the way. That's what the
never
fulfilling vow
mind.
says.
Oh, whoops-a-daisy.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, that's just what some of this looks like.
We should make an effort to remember to do these.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, to me, it is just another representation of how much we're enjoying doing this. That we are like so just into the narrative, but there's no real rewards for it, and we're just going. But yeah.
Also, we should keep in mind that the shuttle support vehicle, we should take +1 momentum when we arrive to a location.
So I did want to ask about this, but I didn't want us to interrupt the flow. So now that we're doing it now, technically the support vehicle is something that we would need to pay an asset for to get this particular card.
Did we
now
not
this is something that
or did somebody
we
just
didn't
add it?
already have it. I just added it for us going down and looking at it. What I think, because we talked about this before about how like we don't have an asset for guns, but like ostensibly the IFS Legacy does have gun. We could just represent it that the Luna shuttle is unfortunately not stellar enough to be represented on an asset card, right?
Well, I mean,
and then,
it just fell apart on us, so obviously it's not worth an asset card.
So, when we get more experience, get back to Telas, maybe we'll get a proper shuttle, right? But for right now, we just have to make do with the Luna that we got, so.
Apparently we'll have to get the Luna Mark II when we get back. Fair enough, though. I think you can take off the support vehicle then, so we don't get confused and think we have it.
Got it.
Cool. Well, we've made some progress on a quest then.
Woo!
Exciting. What's next? We made it back on our ship.
I think it is, unfortunately, just keep trucking to the Beowulf fuel refinery.
I suppose so. We'll have to make a trip out then. Is that another expedition roll? I feel like we make so many of
It is,
these.
yes. Oh, it's a big part of the game,
Unfortunately.
exploring.
This is true. Does somebody else want to make the roll this time, rather than Gaz, who I think has gone to sleep to take a nice rest out after that adventure? Who takes
think I
over
can
being the captain when
prob-
Gaz is gone? I guess that's the ultimate question,
That's
right?
a good question, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of the two of you, or is it one of the other purple shirts on the bridge?
I actually think for both the way Gecko and Sevens interact, I think it's probably a purple shirt, right? I mean, yeah, Gecko, feel free to counter me on that one.
I don't necessarily disagree because I feel like even if Gecko was put in charge, they'd be like, "Oh I'm not good at that."
Yeah, I think there is some unnamed friend.
Wearing a purple polo
Who-
shirt this time, so it's distinguished
Ooh,
that they're
yes.
different from the rest of the purple shirts, but like
They
still
have some sort of sash.
Yeah. This isn't riffing off of any established sci-fi ever. Nope, not whatsoever. We haven't just hue selected the scene to change the image quality. Nope.
Everything in the universe is slightly purple or slightly blue, I guess.
Everyone's wearing a purple shirt because of Gaz's outfit with the purple jacket. That was the inspiration there.
Exactly.
Which is funny because his actual the suit, vest, and pants are red, and so is he the true red shirt? But I digress.
No.
I think even though Gaz isn't the one on the bridge making this roll, it should be one of the two of you that actually
That's
makes
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of up to you if you think Seymour would also be asleep.
I don't think he is. I think he's
Okay.
probably. I think if anything, he's probably so angry and disappointed about like there not being something to do there, right? And it's that sort of disappointment where he didn't want there to be a fight because ostensibly, Agent Handler Wolf has put him in charge of Gaz's well-being, right? So he's like, I didn't actually want Gaz to get involved in some sort of active problem situation, but you know, that's sort of what we're looking at here, is that he expected there to be trouble, and now he has all this adrenaline. So sure, we can do undertake an expedition, or no, not undertake. Oh yeah, and undertake an expedition. And I think he's. Let me look at my stats real fast for no particular reason. We're just moving so fast, you know what I mean? Just moving at speed, which
I
makes
mean,
sense for.
Yeah, because it sounds like you kind of want to get this over with.
What? No. So yeah. Bish bash bosh. Wow, we will take a weak hit on that one, Gusties. Hoofa doofa. Which, again, as above, but this progress costs you. Suffer costs en route, make a suffer move or 2 suffer moves. Face the peril at the waypoint, envision what you encounter. Now, we're not going to do this But fortunately, there is again the miscellaneous for like story complications and stuff like that. Let's just see what a story complication at the new waypoint could be. Okay. I don't think that makes sense, so we're just gonna suffer.
Someone's oversharing in the middle of the night. Great.
I also hate Alfonso, says one of the bridge officers.
I think Gecko's on the bridge writing their air quotes strongly worded letter, which is very much like, "Dear Mechanic Alfonso, today we discover that you did not sufficiently repair our ship, and that is very rude. Please, in future, ensure that you do better." Sincerely.
Yeah,
Like,
I think.
Gecko is just. They don't like to hurt people's feelings.
And I think probably what happens, right, is like Sevens is like shouting over to you, like, "No, you can't say that," and like is maybe distracted. And I think that's sort of how the momentum is represented, right? Is
Fair.
like he's not focused on the task in any way, shape, or form, and like he's constantly like telling them to like adjust to be more angry or whatever, and that's just not the case. So
Whenever you're like more angry, then he's like, "Well, I could say they did a very bad job."
come on, Gecko, you know how this kind of thing goes. You gotta put them in their place the first time, otherwise they're gonna keep making the mistake.
I think, what if they were shown what they did wrong and they improved to not do it again? That'd be pretty good too.
Listen, I don't know what it's like when you're part of a collective, but as individuals, we all suck so bad, Gecko.
I mean, there are moments, but everybody has to like move past that, or you never get anything done.
Yeah, and I think this sort of represents the loss of momentum and everything. We make more progress, of course. We reached another. I think it's just empty space, right? I think we are
Yeah, I think that's fine.
4/5 of the way there. I'm going to say with our incredible dice rolling ability, we should probably just make another expedition roll and not try and say we're already at Beowulf. But
What could
I'm gonna
possibly
give it
go
over
wrong?
to you. Yeah, right.
I think this puts it at Gecko's choice to figure out what we do. Are we trying to
Oh.
arrive on this next jump, or are we gonna deal with one more waypoint?
I do like the waypoints.
They are quite fun.
You get to do fun things like almost crash.
Imagine if we had crashed.
That would have been
Jeez
less
Louise.
fun.
Do you remember that spaceship we had on episode 40, we say? Damn, that was a good spaceship. Drinking gases out of a coconut.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have 8 progress, and I have 5 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
We could just roll to finish it. What happens if we hang on? Let me look at the consequences. Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yes, failing it is pretty bad.
You know, I like waypoints. Let's do another waypoint.
Sure. What are you gonna discover for us?
Well, we have to do an undertaken expedition, another one.
I think you're good to be in charge of this one.
Yeah, I'm looking. I finished writing my letter, and I am just making sure that there's none of those big space rocks or even small space rocks in the way.
There's a purple shirt who takes over for Sevens, who wears a slightly less good mustache, and he has a 5-pointed star that says deputy.
Where did he get them? Did he bring them on his own?
Listen, it's fine. And we never need to talk about this purple shirt ever again.
No,
No,
you have added enough description that this guy deserves mention in the notes, so we do not forget that he exists.
Oh no.
You know, in hindsight, I am glad I didn't finish the expedition.
Honestly.
Oof. Well, a complete miss.
Yeah.
We are waylaid by a crisis, or arrive at a
Again.
waypoint to confront an immediate hardship. We don't mark progress, and you have to pay the price.
Not the price. Well, I guess to start, we decide if we're waylaid by a crisis or a wave at a waypoint to confront an immediate threat.
How about we roll the pay the price oracle table and see what we get?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We.
What?
Does that make any okay? Who is the you in this context?
It could be the ship.
We could have the ship suffer damage. Yeah.
Did we plug the Luna back in, assuming it, the two like
Oh
coupled
my
together,
God.
and the power issues spread to our ship, causing it to take some damage?
Yeah, that makes actually an amazing amount of sense. Or like the Luna starts a fire in the cargo bay.
Yes, I think I like this fire idea.
Oh no.
So I guess we cut back in on unfortunately for our poor cargo hand, Evelyn. I think it's her shift, and we cut back in, and we see her just like sitting there. She's staring at this crate. I still don't think she's very confident that it's like everything's okay, even though that it's like it's quit moving, and the humming is gone, and I think all of a sudden, just like in the background, you start hearing we see the red light that like flashes once or twice, and then a like super annoying alarm starts blaring across the entire ship. And we just like see her jump up and rush into action with all of her training.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and mark the ship's integrity as only +4, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can, however, roll to withstand damage.
True. Who wants to do that?
I'll do it. What's the worst
Hell
that could
yeah.
happen? What's the
Good.
vehicle's integrity at 4?
It's at 5 when we start, so +5.
I think you take one
It's
first.
afterwards. You take the damage, then you
Oh,
roll.
really?
Mhm.
Okay.
So 4. Ooh, oh my goodness! Rolled a 1 on that action score, but it still beats both the challenge dice. So that's a strong hit. I think they get the fire out, as we see that even though Evelyn may be distracted by this box, her training kicks over and the fire is put out before it can cause any large damage to our ship. Take +1
Nice.
integrity.
Dang. Yeah, I think this is probably in like the report the next morning as Sevens and Gaz like stretches awake and Gecko is, the one who lived through it, right? Of like, dang, it feels like a lot happened.
Did you sleep through the alarm or did it wake you up?
It is likely that Sevens was drunk, so let's find out. Oh, this is Boat. That's not who I want.
Yeah, the oracle tables are fine to roll from whoever, though.
True. Yes. Sevens did in fact sleep through the fire alarm.
Great, so I think Gaz is like at your door then as our shift starts, and just like knocks and goes, you didn't report in during the alarm last night?
You hear a loud crash in there, and the faint sound of a sci-fi revolver's hammer being ratcheted back. And he's like, "Huh? What? Guys, is the ship under attack?" And he like comes to the door, and like his eyes are bloodshot. and there are several glass bottles fallen over on the bedside table.
The gas just like reaches out and lowers the gun, goes, "The ship is fine, but you need to report to the all-call when the alarm goes off. We went over this when you joined, at the muster drill, after you had been stuck on the ship for like 3 weeks, but, you know, we're past that."
I love mustard, yeah, for sure. And he like holsters the revolver, goes and like puts on a jacket.
Like, Gaz just like shakes his head and walks off.
Yeah, and he follows you up onto the bridge. And now, let's go ahead and I think what Seymour is going to do in this instance is I think he's actually going to try and be helpful. I think he feels a little bad about sleeping through the fire. And I think he's going to spend this time, like maybe at like morning mess or whatever, going over like other planetary data in the area, or like, you know, talking to or just like reviewing accounts of ships that have gone out this way. And I think he's going to try and secure us whatever advantage he can for this next undertaken expedition role. And unfortunately, from the way that I described it, I did say gather information, which is on me, but it's fine.
You did indeed actually say the trigger word, so I guess you're taking that move now.
It's fine though, because it literally went the best it could possibly go. And I think if it's cool with you guys, I think that strong hit with the match is just we make it to the next waypoint. We make it to Beowulf. Is Sevens comes up onto the bridge and goes, "Listen, Gaz, you run a tight ship, and you know what? For all that I want to say about how you're green around the nose, or how you're green around the gills, or how you're green around the..." And he like gestures towards like underneath the waist.
Wow.
But for all that greenness, you run the ship like clockwork, and I'm sorry. So I've been doing some research, and I think you'll find this to be compelling. And I think he like maybe taps your console with his comm pad, and the like reports come over, and like Sevens has tried. Sevens has applied himself in the situation. He's like, "Listen, the previous ships that went in this direction towards Beowulf reported these kinds of anomalies. I think if we..." Yeah, it's just like space mumbo jumbo, right?
Fair enough. What's the worst that could happen? Let's punch in the coordinates. I think to everyone's surprise, we end up at the station, and perhaps we should complete the journey.
Yes.
Would you like to press the conclude button?
Oh, it would make me feel so powerful. Bam. Which...
Hey, it's a strong hit. I don't know what this does. We should go check.
I think it gives us a marker on discovery. Actually, discovery this time.
This one was dangerous, right? So we get 2
yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we are halfway to our first point of experience.
How does XP for discoveries actually work? Because we have a whole box, right?
Or for halfway to our to 2 experience. Each time you fill a box completely, 4 ticks, on any legacy track, you may make the earn experience move, which just means you earn 2 XP. The XP can then be spent on a new asset or asset upgrades when you advance.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So we are halfway to 2 XP. Which, I mean, I don't know why I have 1 XP in my XP box, but I really think Seymour has definitely proved that he is worth just like 10 XP right here, right? So, you know.
Wait, so we did fill a box, because we got 2
we
left?
did fill a box.
So we'd get 2 XP.
Indeed, we do.
Oh my god, yes, I'm an idiot. For some reason, I kept thinking it was you had to fill 2 boxes. I don't know where I got that from. Okay.
No, you fill a box.
Yep. A single solitary box.
Hooray, we get XP.
Yay!
Perhaps we should see what we encounter at Beowulf, though, first.
True.
We seem to be coming in here on a good side. We got here with a strong hit with a match and a strong hit on the expedition. So perhaps we should. Isn't there some like really good oracle thing for a?
Let's see.
I feel like there's like an encounter that's like a good thing, isn't there?
I will be honest. I just always assume everything is bad for us.
Yes, that's been well established. Yep.
Like it would be like opportunity or something because they have space opportunity, but I don't know if there's a general one.
Yeah, spaceborne opportunity doesn't quite seem right.
Oh, there's a planet side opportunity option. That might work.
That's probably reasonable enough, given the space stations are kind of planets.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll roll that one. There's 2 options: life-bearing or lifeless. There's life here, so...
There's definitely life on the thing.
Ooh!
What is this interesting artifact?
I don't know, but I want to know.
Yeah, let's how about we take a moment and we go peruse the wiki. Is there any cool thing on the wiki we could find? I don't really think there's like a I wanted content pages, thank you, not all pages. I don't really think we have a like random items thing yet, do we?
Not really,
so.
yeah.
Build a bot?
I have fallen upon a poem which is a billion stories. We find a poem.
Man.
Oh.
This must have
I
been
did
from
lend.
That was a lore jam, I guess.
Hell yeah.
That looks like a food thing.
I just landed on the bleed page, and there is an infused materials section. Maybe there is some sort of bleed material processing thing, or maybe there's a reason why, like, you know, the crystals are particularly valuable here, is what we're discovering.
Oh, maybe.
What was the thing? An artifact? Was that what it was?
An interesting artifact or device. So, I don't know if we're thinking here that it's like a small thing that's on the side, or if it's something that is like that makes the Beowulf refueling or Beowulf refinery like stand out.
Well, if it was a process by which they could actually do something with a raw lead substance, which is essentially what is in our crates, that would be relatively notable. Those are fairly rare and would require some highly trained lenses to operate.
I mean,
Sure, they love being in the middle of nowhere.
But like that could be a part of the reason why Eternatus Station is so close to a refinery, but Mirza doesn't deal with them, right? Like maybe the fact that whatever their refining process is, and the fact that it involves bleed, is both treated with like a little bit of fear, right? And like sort of a lack of understanding. And maybe they don't want people to know, right? Like maybe because our sensors are already so fine-tuned towards that bleed gravitational wave that was going past us, we might not even discover it because none of us are lenses.
This is true. Regardless, I think I'd like to swear an iron vow here.
Yes, yes, yes. What's the vow?
I'm going to swear an iron vow to discover the creation process that the Beowulf Station keeps secret.
Ooh.
Discover
Nice.
the bleed creation process that... How do we spell the station name? There it is.
Yep.
I will-
Just me trying to spell it when it's on screen.
I just had to find it. My things were covering it. Keeps secret. Now the question is this formidable, extreme, dangerous?
I'm gonna say I think when you swear it, right, you kind of get to make that determination here. I think if it's okay with Gecko, I think you do share a bond with someone that you're swearing this vow with. It's us, right? We're gonna help you discover it no matter what, and then
No, yeah, Gecko really wants to know. It has to do with their background goal.
This is true.
I think at minimum this is going to be dangerous. This is not a quick.
I'm arguing for at least at minimum it's formidable. So I'm gonna one up
Ooh,
you.
yeah, there we go. I think formidable makes sense. I think this is we might be coming across the first outer beacon space situation, right? Like these lenses might not follow bleed conventionally. Like why is Beowulf like not just trading with Eternitas? Like is there something else? Like I like formidable. I think formidable makes a lot of sense.
Great. Let's make this roll. Now, get to roll this plus heart, and it has a connection, so that's +1. Correct?
Yeah.
And I have an asset here because I am a lore hunter. When you swear an iron vow, formidable or greater, to recover valuable knowledge or a powerful relic, re-roll any die.
Nice.
So-
There we go.
You can understand why I may be arguing for formidable now, as we take this with a +1 and get a weak hit by default.
You can reroll the other one though, can't you?
Yeah, I would re-roll the challenge die that came up 8.
I think that is the better one to re-roll here.
Well, the other one, like, is a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could re-roll the action die, correct?
Oh,
Sure.
does it say any?
You
Oh, I
can-
see.
You can re-roll any dice.
Oh, okay. I did not even consider.
So, please hold while so the statistics here, I would need to roll. So I'm adding a +3, so I would need to roll like 5 or a 6. So that's on that die. So that's a 1/3 outcome. And on the D8, I need to roll a 4 or less, so a half or a D10. So that's a 4 over 10 is 2 over 5. That's 2/5. That's technically better chances. Hey! It's now a strong hit.
Wrong hit.
So a strong hit on a swear an iron vow means you are emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. Take +2 momentum. And I think it's clear we need to get onto the station and figure out who's in charge of the refinery operations. for both the fuel and the lead products. But we need to take a quick break as we arrive at Beowulf Station. We finally made it here, everyone. Did you think we would make it in today's session, or did you think it was going to take until the next one?
I'm gonna be honest. I assumed we were gonna end on getting to Beowulf, so it is actually a welcome surprise. Yeah.
Well, we made it there a whole hour early, which means we've still got an hour left after we come back from our break. Hopefully you enjoy the either in character or enjoy less, but such is life, the Twitch ads as we take a quick break. Don't forget to get some water, take a bio break, grab a snack, whatever it might be, and we'll be right back on Beacon Space Rediscovery with Unrestricted Warfare and Demised.
This week on Kangaroo Court, did slippery celebrity defendant baby TV anchor Elle Calvert conspire to poison the prosecution? Watch now on Kangaroo Court, where good justice is never blind. Fair and balanced, only on BBTV 5. Brought to you by the New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you.
Silent Night Cargo Concerns. We invite travelers to the sector of the brilliant world of Tellus. Be it for business or pleasure, Silent Night provides swift and secure transit for visitors of the Center system. Cutting through the red tape, our dedicated teams will make sure your passes and permits are squared away so that you don't have to mess with the hassle of bureaucracy in your travel plans. Our services go beyond simply for your person. As our name implies, we handle a wide range of cargo concerns, be it a porter service that can get your holiday bags straight to your hotel room, to providing storage facilities, or even negotiating bulk goods through local customs. We've got you covered. Through our affiliates in Falufo Kaliki, we offer half-hourly shuttle services from the bountiful TTGI station to the planet's many floating cities. Safe and reliable service is vital to the health of our clients, and that is why the security travelers and their cargo is our top priority in the void space of the Center system. Call now to ask about our Guardian Protection Package.
Become healthier. Become stronger. Become smarter. Become better. At New Eden Gene Bank, we offer plans and opportunities for people like you who want to break their limits and rise to new heights. Visit your local branch today for a consultation. New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you. Proud sponsors of BBTV.
Across the sector, there are so many worlds, each with their own story. But during the hustle and bustle of daily life, there's rarely enough time to get things done as it is, let alone dream of far-off vistas. That's why we've done the hard work for you. As part of the Aguamala Syndicate's project and Ziti, a plethora of new travel destinations have been identified for even the most novice traveler. Visit one of Fortuna's 5 cities for a day of shopping in the bazaar, or travel Gome's icy peaks to see its breathtaking views. A fan of forests? El Arpon offers hiking trails through unique biomes that will fascinate even the most experienced travelers. Quetzalcoatl's ruins are sure to be a hit with those looking for a fantastic photography experience, and for those more inclined for a trip to the high life, Calypso's resorts provide an ideal luxury getaway. Whatever your interests, we're sure that we can help you plan your perfect vacation. Brought to you by the Aguamalan Board of Tourism.
Are you looking for that perfect island getaway? The destination vacation of your dreams? then Telos is the place for you. Visit the floating cities of Telos, modern marvels of nature and engineering from the great minds of Kartakuk and Helicitus, built on the backs of gentle jellyfish giants. Experience the wonders of life like never before as a tropical paradise comes alive to serve you. A city of living green traveling over blue horizons where you don't become one with nature, but nature becomes one with you. From riding on the backs of whales and dragonflies to lounging on gentle lily pads and inside of fragrant flowers, or a million other things in between, there's always something for you on Telos. Telos, a world made for you.
Hello. Welcome back. I can totally find the correct button on my stream deck, no worries. There we go, that's the right button. I didn't totally go into the submenu for the setup of the lore stream, where I can turn off and on every content pane, but not the one for switching scenes. Anyway, technical difficulties aside, welcome back to Beacon Space Rediscovery as we head into the last hour of our session 3, and we get to see what happens as we explore the station of Beowulf. I stated as we were heading to break that I was going to go off looking for someone. Perhaps we should find out who that is, and I should go make a connection?
Makes sense to me.
Let's figure out who we discover. When you search out a new relationship, or give focus to an existing one that is not an ally or companion, roll plus heart. Well... Woof, that's a complete miss.
No.
On a miss. Well, I knew what I needed to do from that strong hit. I needed to go find someone, and, well, I totally flubbed it. Let's find out what happens.
That's not what I thought Authority was going to give me. That's my bad.
I think we should roll the pay the price oracle. Let's do so and find out what happens. Somewhere on here. Where's the pay the price oracle?
It's down in the bottom right. It doesn't have a dice button. It just says pay the price. And then if you click on there, there's a bar to roll on the table.
Oh, that was totally unintuitive. Your action causes collateral damage or has an unintended effect. Does the arrival of our crate just totally shudder their current refinery for the bleed item?
Oh.
But we don't know it.
It's got the wrong hum.
I like that a lot, actually, yeah. Like, something about the bleed, something about the refining process is what caused that wave to go out. And, like, obviously not for one for one, but we just brought back a crate of, like, not potable water, right? Like the gray water that is used for agriculture or like for landscaping sometimes. And it's like maybe muddying whatever they're doing here. That's really good.
Somebody should write this down before we forget.
Oh.
I'm typing it now.
Cool.
And I think the authority figure, I really hoped that authority would tell me what kind of governance this station has, but
Yeah, I think it does.
Oh,
It's
well.
a fair governance.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, like it's not actually a bad place to live there. And of course, the leader is called. All right, that's not a name. Hold on.
That's a
Wait
name.
a
That's a
second.
family name. It's a nice last name. What's the station leader? Do they have a title? Do we know their title?
I think there would be a title. I don't know what it would be though. Probably like I want something like Orifex for this, but like not literally.
The Honorable?
Oh, honorable is nice. Yeah.
So the Honorable Archer. That's the individual. The Honorable Flint Archer.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I wonder. Okay, this is me just going crazy on it, but I wonder if everyone in Beowulf has like, yeah, maybe like material first name, last name, just stereotypically profession. So there's someone out there who's called like Iron Mason or something, right? Like that's just the entire thing, and like maybe they're like taking their names out of like a page of manuscript of Beowulf.
Sure.
Yeah. You need to rein me in, otherwise I will turn Beowulf Station into a crazy cult. So you know.
Hey, I
Good to
mean,
know.
would that be out of the ordinary for this type of station?
Maybe they're a non-crazy cult.
I mean, the authority type is fair, so everyone on the station is happy with the governance.
This is true.
Well, a government can be fair and people can still be unhappy with it. They just
Also
accept
very
that it is fair.
God, if that wasn't topical.
Probably wasn't intended to be.
No, I was like,
No,
I was more meaning things like, you're a person who doesn't want to go to bed at 10 p.m., but you're like, man, I am tired and I should go to bed. That's the rule, I gotta go to bed at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it, but you do it.
This is true. That works for me. So, how do we meet this person? Or perhaps better, how does Gaz meet this person? Feels like somebody other than me should get to decide that, given, well, the dice decided I have very little say at the moment.
Yeah. Our ship comes in. It's got some sort of terrible resonance with it that's affecting their thing. I imagine it's like right at the spaceport, right? Is like maybe I come out first, and I like look around and I immediately clock there's trouble. Like I like imagining the Honorable Flint Archer has a really big high collar. And he's like probably flanked by like two of station security or whatever, and I'm like, boss, are we expecting any sort of trouble here? You got a rep here?
First time I've been here. Though perhaps my
Okay.
reputation precedes me.
how you want me to do it? If I get back in the ship, I can probably take one of the guys out before they know it. Then if they try and rush us, the gangway probably only has enough space for one, maybe two of them to come at us. So we could probably hold this place if you want it.
I'm not particularly interested in making a diplomatic incident on the station where we are endeavoring to both discover their business model as well as refuel our ship and the Eternita station.
Got like 50 people on the boat. We could take the whole station over if we wanted. And you know, Sevens is not being serious at this point.
They wouldn't tell us how to make it work, though. They'd be like, this is definitely how it works, and then it would explode, and then we would die.
Yeah, but you eggheads, as he has a small panic, are all the same. You write down notes. This is somebody who's got their password to their comm link on a sticky note underneath the teddy bear somewhere. We can find it.
It is true. Passwords are not very secure very often.
Perhaps we should walk over and say hello.
Sevens takes his hand off the butt of his revolver, and other than making a very big show about walking in front of the two of you, just sort of follows your lead, Gaz.
Gaz will just walk across and try to enter the station like any normal person would.
Oh man, how do we want to voice the honorable Flint Archer? Hello there. And I think Flint Archer, right, like gets in the way of Gaz, with the two guards flanking him, sort of like also moving in the direction.
Hello, have we met before?
I don't believe you've had the pleasure. And then I think like maybe one of the guards next to him sort of like says, "Presenting the honorable Archer, leader of Beowulf." And like you know he like stands there for this, and he goes, "What are you carrying on your ship?"
As they say, introducing the leader, is there like a dramatic pause for like a trumpet choir in the background?
Probably like there's the pause, but there is definitely not the trumpet choir. Like they know they're supposed to pause here for something, but like the station is otherwise very quiet.
They've forgotten what is supposed to play. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Standard cargo for exploration, a few trade goods. It's all included in the manifest we sent over to your docking agents.
Yes, there's something peculiar about what your ship is doing to our refining process. You would not be opposed, I presume, to just a standard inspection.
No, of course not. We'd be honored to escort you around the ship.
Yeah, I think Sevens looks at you when you say that, Gaz. But like, yeah, he's following your lead. So he goes, "Most excellent." And I think the honorable Archer and his two guards are gonna come on to the Legacy.
Sure.
Do we want to be there for that, or do we trust in Evelyn's ability to hide the cargo from? I'm kind of making a call here. I think Flint Archer has to be a lens. I don't think anything else makes sense in the situation.
Sure. So I think Gaz is definitely going to attempt to compel this investigation along.
Okay.
Perhaps in such a way where he will indicate that Gecko Sevens, please feel free to go about yourself. I'll be sure to give the honorable Archer a tour of our ship. earned some shore leave, though. Go enjoy it.
I could find so many bits!
Yeah, I think Sevens looks at Gaz, and he moves his jacket in such a way that like he's got unobstructed access to his revolver, and like Sevens has threatened Gaz with that maneuver so many times, but normally there's like an easy smile. There is no smile for this one, and he's like looking at you, looking at the retreating back of like Archer, looking at you, you know.
Gaz just gives the polite smile of, Sevens, you're welcome to do as you see fit. If you have business to attend to on the ship, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have contacts to make on station, perhaps there's a snack bar. But what you do is up to you.
Yeah, and I think he gives you like a short, like curt nod. I think he like bites his lower lip. But I think right, like this is the thing, is that Sevens trusts Gaz. And I think he just turns around and he's like, all right, Gecko, what kind of bits you looking for? Do they have to be like screws?
Just the interesting one. I'll know them when we see them.
Okay. And yeah, he does like one last glance back before they go further into Station Beowulf.
Gaz just smiles like, and begins leading the tour around. I think I should make a compel roll at some point here.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that sets off the tone, right? Is like, I don't think Archer has any reason to be suspicious. You've done everything according to protocol. I don't think he's purposefully a dick.
We've established he's quite fair.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I think I'm just trying to charm, pacify, encourage, or barter in this situation.
Yeah, sounds good.
Or conversely, this is totally a lie. Actually, it's totally deception.
True, actually.
That feels much better.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That would be a weak hit. So on a weak hit, they'll do what you want or agree to your conditions, but it comes with a demand or complication. Envision the counteroffer. I think this is Gaz leading them on a very circuitous route around the ship that, like, conveniently stays clear of the one corner of the cargo bay that Gaz knows they need to not walk past. And just trying to ensure to them that, you know, the entire ship is fine, there's nothing weird going on, and just, you know, we should just be getting on with this now. We both spent enough of our time here. We should just go retreat to the station.
Can I hit you with the complication?
Absolutely.
I think Archer loves it. I think this is the first time maybe ever, like, as you're explaining things, Gaz, like, I think Archer is, like, totally sold. And I think he's, like, actually, like, maybe his hobby is, like, looking at spaceships or, like, doing that sort of thing. So, like, when you're describing, like, certain capabilities of the Legacy or anything, like, he's nodding along. And I think, right, like, you get back to the entryway. I think his guards and him get off the ship, and he does, like, a deep bow. And he goes, well, that was certainly enlightening, but now I must insist we return the favor to you and yours. And I think, like, maybe one of the guards, like, looks at him and is like, sir, there's still a problem with the machinery. And I think, like, Archer sort of waves him down and goes, it's not often that we out here at Beowulf have such charming friends to invite in and speak with at length about such technical marvels deeper within. And I think maybe he's like the beacon, and he like maybe rolls his eyes or something at that.
Gaz will play along and resign his fate to getting a tour of the station.
Yeah, and
the
I
station
think that's
is, however,
the thing, right?
Probably much larger than the spaceship. So
awkward. So much so. And I think he goes over every detail. Like I think if this had gone poorly, how this would manifest is like an indoor stress thing of like, you're just so bored out of your mind, right? Like, I think Flint Archer is kind of not a bad person, but like, is definitely really interested in a thing to the point that he assumes everyone else will also be interested in the thing.
Makes sense.
Gecko, you got a plan of action? We want to gather some intel while we're here, or?
I guess it probably would be gather information.
We could also do a recover move, right? Like, ostensibly Station Beowulf is safe. There's no reason why we couldn't.
I think the compromise is I'm unable to make one, but you're both welcome to.
Oh no!
Yeah, because I think what Gecko is looking to do here is resupply. Because in contrast to another notable member of Zenith's proxy who likes shiny things, Gecko likes useful things that help them fix their ship. So let me look at the text to resupply. So when you attempt to bolster your readiness to vision the opportunity and you approach, So I don't think it's threaten or steal. I don't know which will move between barter and scavenge. Well, scavenge or craft.
I think if I can pause it, it doesn't sound like Gecko is looking for like something off the store shelf, right? Like when you say bits, like I imagine Gecko's like, "What do you want for this frying pan?" And they're like, "What?" And Gecko's like, "It's perfect for." Yeah, right.
It's like a little raccoon.
I don't think there's anything wrong with scavenge in my mind, but yeah.
You've fallen into my trap. When I resupply my scavenging, I get a +1.
Perfect.
I actually just checked. I was like, does that apply? I got a weak hit.
Nice.
So I get to pick one of... I'm unprepared, take a clear the impact and take a supply, otherwise take 2 supply. So we're not unprepared. So we can either take 2 supply or get a specific item, which we're not looking for specific items, so it'll be 2 supply. However, I must also first deal with the cost, confirmation, or demand. Vision the nature of this obstacle, which is presumably whatever thing is currently either also wanting or in custody of this item. So let's look at the oracle. Well, there's a button here called Story Complication. I just want to see what that's gonna give me.
I'm good. Good.
Jeez. Okay, that's a little too specific.
Holy shit!
I want something a bit more general. Maybe there's a better table for this, because this I think is like a general story thing. This I need more like an encounter.
Maybe you should,
under settlement, yeah, it could be.
Okay. Settlement trouble, maybe?
Maybe.
Gee,
Good.
thanks, table!
Hey! Roll.
Are you kidding me? How many times has rolled
3
on this
times.
table?
You're not rolling 3
Perfect.
times. We're playing it by attitude rules. You're finding all kinds of trouble.
What did you find a frying pan, but it's blocked by a raider band that is currently experiencing betrayal with it.
Roll twice is on this table too many times.
Yeah, holy cow.
What are you up to? You gotta roll it. You gotta roll another 2
4.
times.
I'm up to 4.
Holy moly.
Okay, we got the same one twice. That's good.
Thank goodness. Yeah. So, oh my god, this is perfect.
Oh, now we need to roll on a factions table. There are 2 feuding factions.
Yeah.
Feuding factions, failing technology, and vulnerable life forms.
This is spicy now. I'm into this.
I just wanted my frying pan.
So for faction 1,
let's give them faction quirks. Faction types. That works.
And then they are, of course, with the failing bodies, with vulnerable life forms. It's a guild that represents body augmentations.
And they're industrialists.
Yes.
Then the second faction is Fringe Group.
Oh, good.
Which is scavengers with a quirk. I see why they are feuding all of a sudden.
It makes so much sense.
Gecko, do you pull a cybernetic arm out of a trash can?
No, that'd be really weird.
But like, it's got to be something about body augmentations at this point.
Maybe it's more that like, because there is this failing technology, all like the resources are kind of like spoken for. And so like, scavenging for resources is like, hey now, you're in my turf, get out.
These two, we are wilding out right now because the failing technology is obviously the refinery that we just started working down, right? And the vulnerable life forms with feuding factions is such like a perfect in, because I'm imagining that right, like the honorable archer is taking Gaz along like the best parts of the station, right? Being like, and yes, here is where we here is where all of the people come together to voice their concerns. It can take a lot of time, but we think that this accommodation is most suitable for all of the people's needs. And I'm imagining there's some guy, right, who's like angry at Gecko and Sevens right now, and he's like, get your hands off that, that's ours stuff. And he's like rushing towards the two of them.
I think the second name makes more sense for the first faction. Which, are they names or are they?
These are names.
Okay.
You think Sons of the Radiant Consortium? Oh, the Radiant Consortium.
Well, no, it would be... Wouldn't it... Also, because it has a template, so it's Identity of the Legacy Affiliation, so it'd be Guild of the Radiant Sons. Which sounds not like Scavengers, and the other one sounds more like Scavenger.
Isn't the Identity Sons of the Radiant Consortium? The guild type was
yes.
the other one.
Sorry, I misread that.
Not a worries.
I mean, fringe groups often do some sort of claim to legitimacy, right? So it would not surprise me at all if like there was someone out there who was like, you know, we are the Radiant Consortium, and it's like 3 guys in a back alley with like a paper bag and a light bulb inside of it. So
true.
I feel like Flint Archer named this place Sundered Imperium because he wanted to sound edgy.
What do you mean?
Who names their business the Sundered Imperium?
Apparently
Like-
he does.
I have behind the scenes gone back because Beowulf is one of those epics where everyone has cool named swords.
Mm-hmm.
And I will unveil one of the names because there's plenty. I will unveil one of the names as we need bleed artifacts and whatnot as we go through. But this is 100% back before, everything occurred. This was 100% a LARP group. Just like a real big LARP space station.
And then they found the magic artifact and everything changed.
But yeah, I think there's some guy who's going up to Gecko and is like, "Stop touching our stuff! What are you doing here?"
Oh, is this... I did not know this was your... It didn't have a label.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't go into your house and start taking your things and go, "Oh, you didn't label your things." Come on, get your
All
hands
my
off.
stuff is labeled. Why would... They'd be very irresponsible to not label my stuff.
Yeah, and how are you trying to deal with them taking whatever this scavenged item is, right?
What is the scavenged item?
That's an excellent question.
Only Gecko knows what they pulled out of the bin.
It's probably like something completely inane, like a couple metal brackets or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which they've literally pulled out of the space station equivalent of a bin. What move would this be? Because the thing is that Gecko isn't really trying to make... I guess it's kind of compel, but it's kind of just face danger because Gecko just doesn't react the way other people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like face danger as an option.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Are you acting with speed, mobility, agility, resolve, command, or sociability, strength, endurance, aggression, deception, stealth, or trickery, or expertise, focus, or observation?
I feel like it is probably resolve, command, or sociability, but it's probably not going to go well, but also I think that kind of makes sense because most people don't know how... They're like, what is this weird little robot? What are they doing?
I mean, our dice rolls have been really great this evening, so I'm sure this will just turn out well, natively.
Hey, some of the rolls have been good.
That's true. It's not like last session, that's...
Ooh, I'm gonna take that momentum.
A game like, you should do the thing.
Just like, hey, I do like that it reminds you. Because a miss with a match is awful.
Just like a strong hit with a match is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
What is your extra thing that you get out of this guy? He's like, get your hands off of it, come on.
I think he's genuinely just so caught off guard by the response to, do you label all your stuff being, yes, I do label all my stuff. Just like, what? Then he kind of like de-escalates the situation slightly.
Hold on, what are you, some kind of labeling fella? Like, what? How does that work? Explain that to me.
What do you mean? You make a label and you put it on the things, and because if you don't label them, you won't know where they are. Then you won't have the right stuff, and that's why I'm here to get more stuff to put in the, so I don't run out.
But that's gonna take so much time. Can you what? Hold
well,
on.
You do it at the start when you get the stuff, and then it's labeled all along.
Give me a sec. And he takes out his compad and is like, so you're saying that if I label things ahead of time, and
yes, when you bring them into your place of acquiring stuff.
do we want to turn this into a you have like, because like this guy has to be one of the sons of the Radiant Consortium. Do you want to turn this into a you now have a like try and make it into a you have a connection with them?
Sure.
I think you should take
like-
a +1 in this roll then.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I also do get +1 momentum for my strong hit.
Yes, you do.
Let's
Nice.
go! My heart's so bad, but I roll so well.
Our first connection that did not immediately turn into an enemy, huh?
Hey now. Hey now.
And who gave us Mirza is all I'm saying.
Hey now.
Look, I have the connection of Ravenna of Nerio Station, so
True.
which I don't think it's an actual connection. It's just relevant to the quest.
It could become an actual
Um,
connection though.
Oh, that's what it was. The connection was made, but I had to do her quest for it.
Oh yeah, because again, succeeding on dice rolls is hard.
Yeah.
But this guy will just be my friend.
Yeah, which I do want to keep the material and like traditional job, so maybe like I was just about to say Steel Cooper, but that's something else.
Do you decide what you picked up yet?
Oh?
Have you
Oh,
decided
right.
what you picked up?
What item?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it was just something like really like mundane, like some brackets that Gecko was like, oh, that'll be perfect for this or that on the ship. But like to the average person, it's like that's junk. And Gecko's, no, it's perfect. I know right where it goes.
Fantastic.
I can't think of anything. We're gonna roll a name. I have failed us. Magnus Thorn to a scavenger is an insane. Sure, fine.
He's
Hey, it's
also a
me.
LARPer.
It's me, Magnus Thorn. You know how it goes.
Beacon Space's greatest chess player, except it's 4D chess. Any relationship to real life people is entirely incidental.
Look, he's part of a group called the Sons of the Radiant Consortium. Like, some of them probably think they're wizards. Some of them maybe are wizards.
I'm sure a few of them are lenses, yes.
Oh my god.
I have to ask though, has this situation presented itself where you now have to make your own quest here?
Oh, potentially. So I'm not obligated to make one because I don't have to do anything for him, but
No.
there is I guess how much of this feud does he go into over the course of becoming a connection?
I mean, I think the thing is he probably starts talking about the problems that the Sons of the Radiant Consortium are having, right? Which is being called a fringe group is not exactly a compliment. So I think it's a real situation where he's like, and Honorable Archer, he's a fair man, but he's not a open-minded man. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a real uphill struggle getting him to understand that you don't need to make new parts all the time. You don't need to be constantly being all industrial. Sometimes you can recycle parts. Sometimes you can, I guess, label them and put them back where they used to go, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And take this whole thing. I'm making a call here. I don't think Magnus knows, but I think he knows the guy who would know, right? And I don't think this whole problem with the refining process is anything new. You know, they keep wanting to make new pots, but how much has Beowulf got to keep making?
I don't know. How much do they have to keep making?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. You'd have to ask. God, why did I just introduce a new NPC? You'd have to ask somebody higher up the chain. But I could take you to one of the like town hall meetings. I think Honorable Arch is gonna be having one today, probably.
Has one
Well,
most days.
Yeah, that would probably be good. I'm trying to figure out what's going on around this place. I heard good things about all the fuel you guys refined on station.
And then, sorry guys, what was that?
Oh, I was saying I think the town halls are a like daily occurrence.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's totally where we meet back together, right? Is at the town hall, 'cause that's like the forced end of the tour.
Yeah, and he's like, and I think you'll find that I'm not just a man of the world. And he like, gestures around the station, and he's been taught and all of the technical things he's been talking about. But he's like, I am also a man of great mediative abilities. And I think like smiles at you as though this is very impressive.
Is he doing anything impressive or just acting impressive?
Just acting impressive, right? Like, I think he's like leading you to whatever the town hall is, which I'm imagining now is like some sort of manor house. But like the bricks and whatever are all like either chiseled or etched or like spray painted on. Like it's still like a metal structure, but like it's been made to look, for whatever reason, like some sort of medieval building.
Is it just projected on with a laser?
Oh my gosh, yes. There's a projector somewhere, and it's otherwise a completely like white pane of like plasteel or whatever. But there's an image of a castle. Yes, 100% that.
And as we realize this, as we're approaching the town square, we notice that, like, looking back, most of the other embellishments on the walls are the same thing. They were all fake. Seeing more people walk by and they just cast a shadow over the wall. Is Sevens doing anything specific during this time? I think Gecko got their downtime recovery thing. Gaz is otherwise occupied and unable to make such a recovery roll. So
we have we've recovered all of our supply, which we weren't in too much risk of last time. And this is just like a quick shore leave, so I don't know. I don't think there's anything here that's too relevant. I think you'll just be gathering information again, right? Like I think while this is happening, I think Sevens is going to be sort of like looking around for station security. I have officially decided that the 2 guards with Honorable Archer have like spear laser guns or whatever, or at least they look like spears, right? And I think Sevens is taking in sort of the like what are the defenses situation and all of that jazz as much as he can. Someday I'm gonna stop saying gather information and I am going to say the word secure an advantage. That day will come. I want you to know this. Oh gosh.
that day is not today, though.
That day
That's why they made it a separate move, because they know everyone wants to gather information.
Yeah, honestly. But I do get a weak hit. So new insight, but also complicates our quest. I think the new insight is just they're not the backwards culture that like you might assume on face value, right? Like the weird projectors, the weird behaviors, it's all very peculiar, right? But like otherwise they are at the same technological level. We can't be like, look at this cool gun I have, be amazed, right? Like they know what a gun is. They're just going about it a weird way.
Makes sense.
So yeah. Yeah, and I think Sevens and Magnus and Gecko go to the town meeting hall as I think Gaz, you're probably being like not taken up as the guest of honor to be like paraded around or anything, but like I think he like gives you like a chair up on the stage or whatever. And is like, this will only be a little while. My leadership has never been really truly called into question. And he like, you know, this is all him like trying to show off for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think Gaz is particularly impressed or not impressed. I think it's more just like obligations to getting through and getting away with something we shouldn't be able to. Anyway, I'm not sure I have an idea for what happens at this town hall meeting at this moment. Unless somebody has an idea, it may be a good call to end a few minutes early. And we could come back next time to find out what this town hall meeting is all about.
I think that's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Although I will say, Magnus Thorne, watch out for him. He's going to be the new main character. He is going to kill and replace one of the cast, so get ready.
I only gave him the rank of like rank 1 because I assumed he was a mundane dude. So I mean, if we want to change that, he is a guy who was going through a bin.
It's fair.
Yeah.
We can always adjust their rating as needed.
True, that's true.
Well, we've got some notes to make of exciting discoveries, new NPCs, 2 entirely new lowercase f factions, not to be confused with the uppercase f factions that participate in the Beacon's Base faction turn, as well as a fun resolution, including completing some quests. In fact, we have some XP to spend.
True.
Perhaps now would be a good time to take a look at what we're able to do with that XP. Is there anything we can do with 2 XP, or do we need more to do anything?
So it says we can spend 3 XP to get a new asset, or 2 XP to upgrade an existing asset.
Well, we can also purchase or upgrade a support vehicle for 1 less experience given our vehicle bay.
Ooh, we could buy it. We could buy a better shuttle.
I am explicitly going to do that and pick up the improved support vehicle shuttle, and it is going to be the Luna Mark II Gecko style.
Ooh.
So that Gecko gets to actually do the engineering work that should have been done before we set out. So now we have an official shuttle, which means our unarmed shuttle provides short-range transport for several people and equipment through space or atmosphere. When you travel to a location that is not your command vehicle, you and your allies may take +1 momentum when you arrive. Cool, so that will be my 2 experience. Any thoughts for if you all are going to upgrade a current asset of yours, or hold on to that XP to gain a new one?
I'm not sure yet. I gotta look through, because all the abilities are fun, and so I have to consider which ones I might upgrade.
Absolutely, that makes total sense.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back over this next time, I'm thinking. Just because we haven't really sort of like really hammered out our background vows or any of those things, which are also mechanics. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend my 2 experience on Faded, actually. My go-to thing, and for those of you who know, Seymour Valentine is unfortunately a persistent character in a lot of things that I do. So Seymour Valentine,
Is this
basically the thing that a
Sorry
new
to
Seymour
interrupt.
Valentine, or
Is this a new asset?
no? This is upgrading one of the ones I already have,
Ooh,
which is
exciting.
my path asset of Faded. So he can't die in this timeline. He's got other stuff he has to do. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade Faded to when you face death or face desolation while your background vow is unfulfilled, it is not yet your time. Instead of rolling, you may take an automatic strong hit. If you do, this asset counts as an impact, and you no longer have this protection until you next reach a milestone on the background vow. So basically, if there's a moment where I'm basically going to die, or I'm basically going to be so, like psychically assaulted that I would just give up, I can say, nope, actually, not today. That's what we're doing for Seymour.
So I do think given this session, I think I'm going to take one of the upgrades on Scavenger for Gecko, which is when you check your gear, roll plus wits or plus supply, whichever's highest, and take 1 momentum on a hit. So I think their just need to have the right thing in the right moment has become pretty apparent.
Makes sense to me.
Perfect. Well, as is regrettably always the choice when we interact with Xavier, they have selflessly chosen to upgrade something that we all have access to, and some of the other players around the table have been more self-focused, but hey.
Well, the abilities
fine.
help team.
Yeah.
Also, being able to pay 2 to buy an entirely new asset is actually very swish. Because then next time, you and I, Ilaria, can spend our XP to upgrade those assets instead. And so it's all a collaborative effort.
This is true. Yeah, we can upgrade internal refit next time, which are the little holes in the ship for Gecko.
But yeah, all right. Do we want to go ahead and do outros then?
That
good
would
to
seem
me.
to make sense.
All right. Well, you know me, folks. We're here over at the Demeist program. If you notice that I've been pronouncing words funny today, that's because I like the term sensors and program instead of program. Although I'm now realizing. Anyways, this is not a good outro. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with us while we do Rediscovery. It is unironically a highlight of my week, and I love being able to do this with Xavier and Ilaria. We're gonna go. I mean, I probably shouldn't talk about this at this point, but no, I won't be able to make February 6th for moving reasons. And it sounds like your February is going to be a little bit full up, right, Xavier?
I would be unavailable the 13th, but I could do the 20th.
All right. Extremely tentative 20th right now. So, I'll probably do a Discord event about that again, because I was scrolling back through the mod stuff, and I remembered, oh yeah, we did Discord events like for 2 weeks in December and then never again. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to be doing more Persona 5, just chugging through that. At this point, that's more for me than it is for anybody else. And Thursday, more near raids. Friday, more 14. And we're doing a Demise After Dark this week. So if you want to ask me invasive questions or want to ask me to talk about something that I normally wouldn't talk about, this is your opportunity. So get at me. I'm going to be putting up a poll basically after this on the Discord. So check out there if you haven't. But can I say again a massive thank you to Xavier over at Unrestricted Lorefare for streaming their side of this.
You're welcome. Gecko, Illyria, you want to go next with the outros? And I'll wrap things up.
Sure. Makes sense. Yep, it's me, Valeria, aka Enderfriend. If you want to see more of me, I'll be in either Device chat or Unrestricted Lorefare's chat, just hanging out, modding the streams. That's what I do. Have a lot of fun being part of this, and looking forward to doing it again in a couple weeks' time, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. It has been a lovely session, and like normal, I am still Gaz, the GM here at Unrestricted Lorefare for the faction turn. And the next thing we've got upcoming is our lore stream, which will take place on February 4th. We'll be going over all of the submissions from the factions for what's gone on in the last month, as well as seeing what else gets introduced as things that have gone on in the world of Beacon Space. Perhaps elements of rediscovery will flutter their way in as news of new expeditions makes its way back into Beacon Space proper. We will have to find out. After that, though, we will have our faction turn on February 11th coming on up shortly, where we'll get to see what happens next on the faction level as these groups take turns. If you're interested in joining and playing as a member of one of those factions, you can join the Unrestricted Lorefare Discord channel and pop into a faction yourself, and people will be lovely and would love to have you. With that, though, I think we can wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in to Beacon Space Rediscoveries Session 3, Turning Tables. That's totally the wrong thing. I'm just gonna leave it, though. And thanks for having us. We'll send you to some fun, chill tunes as we head on out here. Bye.
You also said it's still me, Gaz, which I thought is a very interesting. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is one of your new names, but
it is indeed.
We just collect them. It happens.
It is the way playing a TTRPGs works. But thanks for having us, everyone. We will see you all when we have our next session. Bye.